Hey guys, good morning and happy Tuesday. Also happy early Thanksgiving since that's just around the corner. Today is a special Tuesday tea for me because I got a new mug. This is from Disneyland. And I also just had an awesome day in Disneyland this weekend with my boyfriend Jim. And that trip actually inspired this topic. And what I would like to speak to today is this concept of staying young at heart. And I want to talk to it bigger than this idea of like just being a big kid. I want to give kind of things that I do, and also what I just kind of looked up in terms of ways to stay young and all those positive words you think of as a child, like inspired, optimistic, carefree, as an adult. And that is easier said than done a lot of the times, just because as adults we have all these types of hurdles and things that jade us. So we can kind of lose that magic that we see the world as, that we do as a kid. So first off, I think it's important to have things around you that inspire you. So whether that's like art or music or certain movies or things like that, because that's the type of stuff that keeps you creative. And if you think about how you used to be inspired as a child, you used to dream very like big and for the moon, and you're not thinking about like all the little hurdles and the work that it takes to get from point A to point B. And I think that way of dreaming and being inspired is very healthy, because it's a very bright and optimistic way to look at your dreams and goals. Two, I think it's important to physically stay healthy, just because if you think about the concept of like playing, it's a lot easier to play if you're more mobile. So as an adult, that would look like, playing could be like traveling or, whatever it is, actual sports, or just like doing things that do require some sort of activity, but you can't play as well if you're not as in good a shape. Whether that's like, just at any sort of state. And then the last thing is, I think it's really important to create spaces of time where you can just be carefree and not worry about all the things you need to do. So what I mean by that, in parallel to being a child, is the reason why they're so happy a lot of times is because they're extremely present in the moment when there's really nothing else that they have to do. So because they don't have responsibilities and burdens, they can just play and be present and enjoy each moment, and they don't have to, they're not like constantly thinking about things they have to go do or maybe things that happened. They're just enjoying it, what it is. So that was one thing that I noticed when we were at Disneyland, is that Jim and I were both extremely present, and we actually talked about that. And I think that ability allowed us to enjoy our time more, and it's just an important thing to do. But anyways, those are just some ideas in terms of how to stay young at heart. If you have anything you'd like to add, I would love to hear it. Other than that, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and I will see you next week. All right, aloha, bye.